Hello, everybody. It is me, Lady Hell, and I am so excited today to be actually going over the second part of the book. We done went through almost half of the book, so now we're at the climax. And so today we're going to be going through 7 through 9. Okay, so chapter 7. So chapter 7, come on, notes right here. Through 9, so we can get through this books, because I don't want y'all to be like, Lady Hell, you left us hanging. I didn't. I promise you I didn't leave anyone hanging at all. So we start, man, this book has been epic. So now we get to the climax, and now Dimple is about to see Kyran for the first time since she knocked his ass out. So let's see what actually happens. Okay, so all the brothers and sisters, they end up meeting up at Dimple's house. Remember, I told you Dimple mom was out of town, so she done came home and stuff. But this time, when Dimple's mom, her name is Janet, when she comes home, she see all her brothers and sisters in this class, and she looked like, who the hell? Why are these kids? Why are these people at my house, right? And then obviously, she has issues with Cyril, and she's like, and then she also know that again, one of the brothers do have a history. She doesn't know the story of the history, but she does know that he does have that he does have a criminal history and everything. So when Janet comes home, she sees all those kids there. She was being petty and stuff like that, and she was like, "What they doing here?" She pulls Dimple aside, like, "Why did you invite them here?" And she's like, "They're my brothers and sisters. I want to have a relationship with them." And of course, mom is feeling a certain way, right? So why is that, right? Because that's something that happens with a lot of people these days anyway, where you have families with multiple baby moms or multiple baby dads, and the mom feels a certain way about the other siblings. And the thing is, it wasn't the siblings that Janet should actually have an issue with, but the person that she really have an issue with should be Cyril, her, the dad and everything. Well, obviously, that's an issue that happens in the United States. That's also a issue that happens overseas when men have multiple children with multiple women. Then all the women have issues with the children, but the children didn't do anything but be born of their situation. So even if you know people like that, kids don't ask to be here. Adults bring kids into this world, and it's not their fault how they came. But the Bible always says this, that children are a blessing from the Lord. Never says how they get here, because I know people bring up adultery, this, that, all that. Children are still a blessing, for the Lord, from the Lord, regardless of how they be there. And that's one of the lessons that we all should always take away, is that indeed children are a blessing for the Lord. But anyway, we need to come on through, because I'll start teaching on that. So anyway, they leave. She end up going to Dimple end up going to Kyran's house. All right. So Kyran, after like 2 weeks, he's finally home. Okay. He comes home. Lynette, which is Kyran's mom, run downstairs. She went downstairs and she put a knife to Kyran's neck, and like, bro, what happened to you? Because obviously he has his head is busted wide open. He has bandages on his head. What happened to you, and who did it? Because the mama bear in Lynette was like, look here, you better tell me what's happening. You better tell me what's happening now, or I'm gonna do something about it. Because I know if my baby came home, my oldest son, if he came home head busted, I'm finna whoop everybody. So that's what Lynette was doing. So she went there and she asked him, "Hey, what's happening to you? What's going on?" And he ain't saying nothing. Okay. And he not saying nothing because he doesn't remember. So he has this memory loss that he has experienced from, busting his head in a couple of chapters ago. And the only thing that Kyran remembered is Dimple's voice. He don't remember her touching him, but he knew somebody was with her, because Dimple could move Kyran by himself. That just was not going to happen. And then he was trying to figure out who the hell was these people, because Dimple didn't have no friends. She was a lonely body. She was to herself. So that was kind of the awkward situation, and he trying to figure out what was really, really, really going on, because he didn't want to look like he got his ass whooped by Dimple. Okay. And so officially Kyran and Dimple, they're literally broke up. And she keep emphasizing to Kyran, we are broke up. So his mama was like, look, we're gonna have a welcome home party and everything, because she throws a party for everything. Everybody got that parent that throw a party for everything. So Lynette ended up throwing a party for Kyran because he was home. And then we also learned that Kyran is what they call the Minute Man, okay? Because when Kyran and Dimple, when they're intimate with each other, she says that it only lasts for 45 seconds, and it's kind of like, y'all remember on The Color Purple? What she say? You just go in and do the bathroom. Look here. Okay, so pretty much Dimple saying that Kyran just handle his business and whatever. He doesn't look to satisfy her, right? And then the thing that make Kyran, so Kyran suck at making love. However, Roman, he makes love to her from the crown of her head to the soles of her feet, but she likes Kyran, right? And Kyran, basically, like I said, he gets off real quick, and when he gets off, he figures sex with her so he could take pictures, so he can get what he called insurance. This is the part where we call the insurance, as he said it. So he had Dimple masturbate basically and play with herself, and so when he had Dimple to masturbate and play with herself, he took a picture of it. He had her close eyes, and then he took pictures. Petty, right? So he did that because he was like, I'm about to get some money out of you, because either you're gonna tell me he was a hustler, so he was like, you're gonna tell me what happened, or you're gonna give me some money. So this is what happened. So the story just get gooder and gooder. I guess good and good is probably not a great term to use, right? So the story gets gooder, and this is what happened. Okay, so the book goes into very much detail about her clitoral stimulation that Kyran wanted to see, because he liked to see, Dimple stimulating her clitoral area. So anyway, he had Dimple close her eyes, and when she closed her eyes again, like I told y'all, he was taking pictures of that girl while she was, having clitoral stimulation. Okay, so he handled his business in 45 seconds, like always. And then he told that girl, because then when she noticed that he was taking pictures, she like, what the hell is you doing? And he was like, well, you got to give me 250,000 pounds, okay? And I won't release these pictures if you don't. He said, if you don't give me all of this money, if you don't give me my money, he told, if you don't give me my money, I'm gonna let everybody know what you did. All right. So meet me in part 2 of this, and let's see what. Now Dimple was wondering, where is she finna get 250,000 pounds? That is equivalent to $297,187 in American money. So almost $300,000. Where was this money gonna come from? And they stayed, they weren't rich. I mean, they weren't necessarily poor either, but they wasn't rich. So where was Dimple going to get all of that money from? Okay, so that's what we want to know. That's what we're gonna find out here in part 2. So after all of this, and she get her picture taken like a dummy, because she always giving it up to Kyran, because she just can't resist. Well, she go and she called her sister Lakeisha, and Keisha was like, bro, why did you do that? Oh my God, you know. But anyway, so they all had to come up with a plan. So they all meet up. She tell them what happened. She tell them what Kyran did. And that's when we were introduced to a new character. And her name is, what's this character name? I think Alexa. Now we have a new character alert. Oh, new character alert. Sorry. We have a new character alert, right? Because now we're going to meet Grandmama. All right. So let's meet Grandmama. All right. So Grandmama died. She oldest. That's their dad's mom. And her name is Dolores. Okay. And she wanted to see all of her grandchildren before she passed on. So at this point, she's kind of in a hospice. She's kind of in a hospice situation. Okay, so we meet Grandmama. So, but in the Grandmama, she petty, y'all. When I tell you that, I put in my notes she petty as that's what I put in my notes. But I wonder. I at this point I was wondering, because I put in my notes, I said, I wonder, is Grandma gonna be the saving grace? Because it's kind of almost predictable in a sense, but it wasn't, because it confused me for a second. So anyway, right here is where I asked the question: is Grandma gonna be the saving grace? Let me know what you think. Is Grandma gonna be the saving? Is Grandma gonna be the saving grace? Okay, so we found out a little bit about Grandmama. She stay in this rundown old house. I'm talking about old house. She stay in this rundown old house. None of her kids don't got no money. Her son ain't got no money, right? He got 5 kids, no money. Her daughters, I guess they're living, but they're not like rich people. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, so none of their kids got money. And, so the influence in, and so remember I told y'all, right, that Dimple was a content creator. So she made videos like I'm making videos right now. And so she still had to find this money because she did not want those pictures to get out. She didn't want Kyran exposing her. It's not in that manner. She didn't want to be exposed. And even her brothers was like, well, it might not be too bad, whatever. But she was like, no. So anyway, she's a content creator. So what she did was she started taking offers. So, you know, like when you are a content creator, even if you're a micro influencer, and now she has 50,000, she has a pretty huge following. So micro influencers make a lot of money. And the reason why they make a lot of money is because the influence that they have on people who buy things. Okay. So whether they're trying product, because they can help a brand, they can damage a brand. And micro influencers, even today, still make really sustainable, very sustainable income, because this girl got to come up with almost $300,000 in U.S. money to give to this boy. So anyway, what I said about Kyran's mission. Okay, so she got so with Kyran on her YouTube video, she got a lot of sympathy and stuff like that. And so her YouTube increased her Twitter, it increased her Instagram. She ended up getting the blue check on Twitter and all that. And she had over 50K subscribers, right? So she said that she did some videos, tried out some, you know, facial products, stuff like that, and it put a little dent inside of that 300. So inside of that $300,000 that she had to end up giving Kyran. So let's fast forward. So the grandmama, and they went to see her. She was being petty, saying little slick and fly stuff to him and everything. And guess what? Grandmama died. Yeah. Grandmama died. So the grandmama, I think I should put just all this in one video. So the grandmama, Lord, keep my thoughts. The grandmama ended up dying. All right. And so we'll go, since grandmama died, somebody got to bury grandmama. So come with me on our last video I think I don't know if this is going to be a last video, it's going to be 2. But come join me to see what happened in chapter 10 and 12, okay? Because there's a funeral that has to be planned that has to be paid for. Somebody has to be eulogized, etc. So come back with me for chapter 10 through 12, and then we'll do a 13 through 14, because this chapter is 14 long. Then there's an epilogue, like the back page or something, and everything as we finish this out. Okay, so Mimi here. I hope you guys are enjoying this fictional read that we have been reading, and obviously it's time for school to start back for us. So I know somebody asked me one time, where you get that background that looks like a school? Well, it's my actual classroom. All right, so I will see you guys very, very soon.